I know y'all missed me.
Did you miss her? I know it's been forever, right? So now we're toasting to her return.
That was a nice one.
Oh, that was a nice one too. I love these. I love the trees on them.
Yeah, it seriously reminds me of Grey Goose, like, you know.
Well, it's Belvedere vodka.
Oh, okay, boom.
Boom.
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that.
See? Belvedere vodka. So hopefully people will be jumping on. We started 5 minutes early because, you know, we want to be silly. But we're going to be talking about these. We're talking about glasses, everybody.
Yes.
What time is it? How early are we? Oh, we're a whole 4 minutes early, aren't we?
A whole 4 minutes.
We should sit here and just drink. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, honestly.
Right? However, there's not real liquor in here. Although, hand me your real glass over there. Hand me your real glass over there. This would be her real glass. This is what she's hiding from all of you people. This is full. See, this is what, I'm telling you, right here. I don't blame you. We can put some champagne in it, malt liquor.
Oh, gosh. Right? Champagne malt liquor, extra dry. Oh,
do
God.
Do we have a... Oh, my gosh, we're going to have an audience. We'll have to pass them out some cups with nothing in it.
Literally.
We should. We should totally pass out a bunch of cups with nothing in it and make people go, what is this?
You're supposed to bring that yourself, guys. I have no idea.
We're waiting for you to fill our cups.
Right. I supplied the cups and the good vibes.
So I love the fact that it's got the belt around it.
So do I.
You can carry the bottles in it because you would need a few of those to fill that up.
Yeah, you sure would.
Right? We all have days when you want that for your wine
100%,
glass.
yes.
Right? Yep. Look at me. I'm walking
I just need 50 Red Bulls dumped into here right now. And
then I will have the what are those called?
A defibrillator?
The defibrillator set so that when your heart stops beating from drinking that many.
Give me back to life.
As you can see, we have, who is this? Hey, Bill. Oh, the volume is low. The volume is low.
I don't know. I'm going to reload it back up. Let's see here. It's pretty loud.
You don't hear it?
Oh, it is kind of low.
It is kind of low. Is it better now?
No, it is not. Sorry, guys.
No, it would be on this. Sorry, people.
Here, let me come around and check.
It is on.
What's the dB?
It's not showing a dB because we're live. Oh, do you like Delusional? That would be a friend of mine's movie that she made. Plus, some part of it was filmed here. Go ahead. Oh, here, just.
Oh, nope, it's okay. I'm going to tilt you guys back really quick.
Bye. This is why we start early. We can put mics on.
I just can't see it. Oh, I see now.
Because we're live, there's no. Tell me if it gets better, you guys. Is it getting better?
I think it sounds fine, huh?
Is it getting better? Oh, that sounded good. You turned it up then.
Did I?
Yeah, I'm getting thumbs up.
Cool.
You turned it up then. Did I? Yeah, because I can hear it through your phone.
Okay.
That's funny. Yeah, because I can hear it through your phone.
Okay, great.
But now she just said there's no volume.
Mom, you probably just have it turned. Your phone is probably turned down.
You can hear me now? Okay, Steve, thank you.
My mom probably just doesn't know how to turn her volume up.
She can come up here and slap you.
She probably does it. Her button's like probably pressed down. But I can hear it, so we're good. See, she says now I do.
Oh, okay. Well, hello everybody. We're going to be talking about, as you can see, I'm holding a champagne glass, or a glass, and there's hers. Yep, because she's had a rough week. She's been gone for a couple of weeks.
I have, and I'm back with a vengeance.
She's back with a vengeance. So, anyways, we're going to be talking about...
everybody's favorite.
Yes.
Alcohol.
Well, not alcohol itself. We're going to be talking about barware, vintage barware, glasses, stuff like that. We're going to talk about the designers. We're going to talk about what each glass is used for. We're going to talk about how to store them, how to clean them, how to care for them. Now I need a drink. I'm telling you.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, since we're starting off strong here and we already have our martini glasses out, I think it's very appropriate to fill everybody in on a martini glass, no pun intended.
Where is that? Oh.
What?
Here, let me move this out of the way. Behind you here.
Okay. Okay. Martinis aren't my favorite, but after learning the facts that I did today, gives me a much more larger appreciation for them. So, you guys are probably wondering why martini glasses are used for martinis, and that's
Why?
because the wide mouth of the brim and the steepness of the sides of the glass prevents ingredients from mixing. So that means you can
Oh.
layer your drinks and have a more concentrated taste if that's what you're kind of going for.
So, like a dirty martini?
Yes, and so it
Mhm.
it prevents them from separating, but it also prevents them from sloshing around and getting muddled, which is a different type of
I
cup.
don't know how many people are actually looking at that bottle cover right there.
Honk, honk.
Well, there went our revenue. No, I'm kidding.
It did unfortunately lose its popularity because its tendency to spill drinks, so a coupe was then used.
For the martinis?
Yes. And that's
So-
because people would get drunk and slam them on the table, and then this stem would break almost immediately.
So for martinis, yes, we have martinis. We're having cocktail. Oops, I spilled it. No. These are these fun ones. See? Hi, Gabby. So, anyways, this is a standard martini glass that you can do fun things with. You can make a candle,
Yes.
which is a lot of fun. But these are actually fun decors. You can sit around and do what I did. Oops, I spilt it on you. You know, you see those videos of people walking up and they like blow the horn or they do.
Or they got the
something.
boxes stacked
Yeah,
on top
like
of each
they-
other, but they're
yeah.
all connected.
So you walk up and you act like a drunk person and you're like, oh, I want to do those. Just to
What?
random customers.
Just to
as they
random
come in.
people?
That would be fun. Do you know what? Just random people. Here, would you like a martini?
Do you know how many people would scream for that? A lot, actually.
And then we'd have no customers.
In the 1940s, the martini became the drink of the statesman and the executive. Do you know why, Jason?
The statement, because it was very nice to hold
And it was strong and
Mhm.
dry.
It was a cosmopolitan.
Literally, it was strong and dry.
Because cosmopolitans are served in those.
Oh, really?
They're pretty much served in
A wide
like
mouth
a
glass.
wide mouth glass or a martini glass.
Hmm.
Because they have to look pretty.
So I did learn that, speaking of it being pretty and being able to have many functions,
Mhm.
it got its name in the mid to late 19th century, and many believe that the martini got its name from the Occidental Hotel.
Not from Martin?
Well, almost, yes. And that hotel is located in San Francisco, where people would usually have a drink before getting onto the ferry to visit the city of Martinez.
Martinez.
Yep.
Mhm.
And they would all order a drink, and it would be in one of these cups. So then that's how the cup got its name.
Plus, it's good for salt on it. So when you're
Yes.
doing a martini that requires salt or some sort of dip, like a
And-
chocolate martini, they'll do chocolate around it.
It's also, I learned, which is very ironic, that all of these cups do serve a legitimate purpose, not just to mix drinks on purpose. Love this book. They used a martini glass on
Wait
purpose
till you see this.
for the fact of people ordering olives. A lot of
Oh,
people
so they
don't-
could sit in
So
it.
they could set the whole skewer on there. Yeah.
So if you look closely, they're holding martini glasses.
Oh, love that.
So this is an amazing piece of history, you guys, because Steve walked in with this and I about fell over and died. This is Here's Looking at You. It's Shores Oil Company of all places that put it out, East 9 Mile Road. So right here in Metro Detroit
That's
area.
lit.
Isn't that cool? Now, I couldn't find a date on it, or did I? Yes, I did. 1950.
Crazy.
Copyright of 1950, as you can see right here, you guys. And what's cool about this is it shows you all the signature drinks from 1950. So we're talking about martinis right now, right? So let me find a fantastic martini. There's no martinis in here. There is on the cover, but there's none in here.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely? So I guess the martini glass was slightly smaller back then.
The bottom mouth was smaller.
Yeah. So this is what the old martini glasses look like right here, because this is a martini. You see the olive at the bottom of it. But this shows you, and that is a martini, and then they also put inside those glasses a martini, a stinger, a Manhattan, although I've only seen a Manhattan in a tall glass. That's
Me too.
weird. A daiquiri, a Jack Rose, shake together, 1.5 ounce apple Jack brandy,
Yum.
grenadine juice, lemon, and cracked ice, and strain into a stemmed cocktail glass. Now, they want you to strain it, so we need a strainer up there. Is there one up there? I wanted to show you.
No.
I have one over here. I'll grab it.
I'm like not a small enough drink one. I mean, we have these, which is, oh.
No, this one I think has. No, this one doesn't have it either. These
Well, this one
sometimes
would
come
work.
with it. Does it have the strainer in it?
This literally came out of nowhere. It is, but the lid is stuck. Oh, here we go.
Oh yes. Okay, so that's the strainer. So, shake, rattle, roll, strain, strainer, something like that. I thought maybe this would have one, but it doesn't.
I also did learn
A
that
shaker strainer.
that different types of alcohol are specifically used for different cups due to their aroma and taste.
Mm-hmm.
So you will really only see clear or light colored liquor be used in a martini glass, which is usually going to be rum, gin, or vodka. One of my favorite old school drinks is only 3 ingredients, and it's always served in a martini glass, and it's the bee's knees.
The bee's knees?
Which is literally just simple syrup, honey, lemon juice, and gin. But you have to be specific because a lot of bartenders don't know how to make that because it's so simple.
So what are we going to put a mint julep in?
A mint julep?
A mint
what
julep,
is
because
is that...
I have a huge magnolia tree in our yard, and I've always wanted to sit under it drinking mint juleps.
Is a mint julep gin-based? Because I'm trying to guess. I don't want to look.
Bourbon.
Okay, so then what? You would use a rock glass?
They have on here similar to a Moscow Mule.
Okay,
It would be in a metal cup. This is a Moscow Mule cup. And we know that because if you look, this is Moscow Mule, right? We have a bunch of those. You have to do that in copper. They have the mint julep inside of one of those aluminum cups.
Sure.
The multicolored aluminum cups. Go on.
Before we move on and leaving the martini, I forgot to add on that the reason why they have wide mouth rims is because during the Prohibition era, a lot of people would drink and that would be secretive. And I love Moscow Mules. But they made the wide mouths because if you were drinking in a legal speakeasy, it was easier for you to toss your drink that way than to have something that's smaller like a coupe.
So, did you know, and you guys, a lot of you did know here, we had speakeasies here in Metro Detroit because we had the Underground Railroad, so they also used that as for running liquor or running alcohol. Okay, so we have actually a speakeasy, an old speakeasy right at on Jefferson.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's in what is the venue where you can get married over there?
Oh gosh,
I can't remember. It's in the basement over there. It's an original speakeasy from back in the day. We've got speakeasies over here. I heard of this fantastic speakeasy in Manhattan where you have to know where it is because they're always hidden.
Sure.
You have to know where it is, and you have to you go into the
code
restaurant,
word.
and you have to tell the cook the password in order to get the door open. I was told, you know what, next time we go to Manhattan, we have to check it out.
Did you know that the history of glass making dates back to 3,600 years ago in the Mesopotamia area, but however, writers claim that they may have been producing copies of glass-like objects from Egypt, and the reason why this is so prevalent is because glassware was really important to them back in the day because they really wanted to show their wealth statue.
So one of the things that I do know is how glass was invented.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever heard of sea glass?
Of course.
Okay. Have you ever heard of lightning glass?
No.
Okay, so when lightning strikes the beach, it turns to glass.
Mm.
And so glass was discovered after a lightning storm.
Mm.
And it had caused layers of glass along the sand. Because when sand is heated up, it turns to glass.
And just bigger pieces of glass, yeah.
Yep, and so that's how they discovered glass.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
That's lit.
Can you keep
No
it going
pun
for a
intended.
second? I have to go grab something.
Cool, yeah. I wanted to read a couple of recipes from this book here. So everyone knows a good old Manhattan. See, but now I'm looking here and there is 2 types of martini glasses. I'm seeing the long and wide, and then I'm also seeing the tall and thin martini glasses. I'm not really sure too what the difference is because as I was doing my research, there wasn't really a difference in the 2 glasses, but a stinger is literally just shake with cracked ice over 1 ounce of white cream and 1.5 ounces of brandy, and then you strain that into a stemmed cocktail glass. So I found the difference. I guess they're really just naming the two different cups. Like there's a traditional cocktail glass, and then they have the legitimate martini glass, which is really different. They look almost identical though, except for you have the smaller bottom and the wider mouth. I also too have a bunch of different. So okay, I really like this book because they also give you the. It says coast to coast, coast to coasters. So it's giving you also where this came from. So the Kansas City Motel had a five-legged mule, which was also served in a martini glass.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It says shake together 1 ounce of, is that Domnier?
Probably Dominier.
1.5 ounces of gin and 1 ounce of dry vermouth and a dash of lemon and grenadine. I don't know, it seems good to me.
Okay, so what else are we doing? Oh, are you reading off? That is a cool book,
No,
isn't
yeah, and I was also showing them the difference between, like I noticed here, this one says champagne cocktail, and it doesn't say in a martini glass, but this doesn't either. It just says in a stem cocktail glass.
This is an old school champagne glass.
Gotcha.
I grabbed it when I came walking over. It's funny that you say that. That's why that looks like this.
This, yes.
So today, because of overconsumption, our champagne glasses are like
yes,
this.
no, literally.
But this is an old school champagne glass. Just enough because it would bubble your nose.
Nose, yep. And it also gives you enough room to smell the aroma because that was the whole appeal of wine is that you weren't really supposed to be getting drunk off of it. It was supposed to be like a swish around your mouth and then spit out type of thing. Yeah, I'm obsessed with that. Like, genuinely.
So, I put paper in here, you guys. Steve's having a heart attack and I'm holding it like this. Okay, I put paper so you could see this. These are Harlequin by Culver. These are 1960s Harlequin glasses. What I love about them is... Stay. We got it. Is if you look closely at them, the little jewels are raised. Isn't that fantastic?
Well, yeah, they're real gems.
They are. And this is made by Culver. It's one of their rare sets. These are fantastic. Culver was one of the premier glass making the glasses for mid-century modern. And something like this, especially in the carrier, they were really thinking back then because if it was a lot of in-house entertaining, and so, you know, instead of the hostess going back and forth with one glass, two glasses, however many she can carry, they came up with this fantastic, nifty little carrying case for your glasses so that she could serve 8 people at once, 6 people at once, depending. We have a few more I'm going to show up there. But Culver made these. They are fantastic. Can you imagine it?
David's
going
probably,
to a party?
he's probably cringing right now
Why?
because I have so much freaking Culver cups, and how we were talking earlier. They were ahead of their time.
They were.
They made so many different designs and different styles, and the fact that they had a carrying case
Isn't
for
that
all of
cool?
your party cups was something else.
Well, it cut down on the hostess going back and forth, and I'm saying, I know, she's afraid I'm going to drop them. This is an expensive glass set because of the rarity of it, so she's like trying to grab it. She's going to die for it if something happens. Oh, don't worry. If I broke these, I wouldn't be able to go home. But anyways, they are fantastic. If you like the Harlequins, look at those. Aren't those fabulous?
I think they literally.
Oh.
I think Culver's got me reeled in
Aren't those
because
fabulous?
I like gold, and everything that they make has gold interpreted.
Yes, carrier is good for storage. What else did they say? I missed it. It jumped up too quick.
It was Steve. It just says carrier is good for storage as well.
Yeah, yes, very much so. One of the other Culver sets that we have, which is kind of rare, is this. And did you write down anything about why wine glasses look like this? Okay. So this is a cordial, though, technically. And what the cordial is dessert wines. But the reason why there's no stem, because some wines like to be warmed by the hand.
So where there's it's called cherry cordial.
Yeah, because they're usually at the end. But some wines like to be warmed by the hand.
Which is crazy, I didn't.
Yeah, instead of holding the stem, you want to hold it because if you notice on some, like when they do wine glasses, you'll see people
and
hold it like this.
and swishing it.
And this actually gets in the way.
It's all making sense to me now. Mm-hmm. So you use your body temp to heat up the cup of wine, and then that also gives out different flavors and aromas.
Yep. So
I can't drink wine; it makes me
cry.
This
is Culver. This is by Culver as well. These little fun things. Now, we don't do a lot of liqueurs at the end. These are good for shots. These are good for layered drinks, stuff like that. But these are also really good for, putting desserts in.
No, we do not. At
What?
the moment, we do not have any more Littlest Pet Shop in.
Oh. Serious.
Yeah.
No, but if we get a big select collection of them, we will absolutely do a show. Could you imagine?
A show. Oh, yeah.
If we did a show on a vintage Littlest Pet Shops, we'd probably have 1 billion people watching.
Yeah.
And then they'd all be knocking on the door.
At the door, literally. They'd be like, "Let me in."
We had a girl in the other day, and we have a bag of figures, but they're not they're newer figures, and not all of them are Littlest Pet Shops. There are other things. But I'm telling you, Littlest Pet Shops, they're crazy.
They just blew up, and
Well, you know why they blew up? So we've owned Time Warp Vintage for 15 years now, right? So Littlest Pet Shops came out when?
Like 2003.
The old ones did, right?
Yeah.
The Resurgence came out when?
This year.
This year, right?
Yeah.
So you have people who are now in their 20s or late teens, early 20s, who wanted them when they were a kid, and maybe they got them and lost them, or mom couldn't afford them, or they traded them or did something stupid with them. They went out of style, disappeared. Now these people are older, and they're like, "Oh, I want my Littlest Pet Shops back."
Yeah.
Yep. And who makes those?
Hasbro.
Thank you. Hasbro is smart on the aspect that they re-released them this year, exactly probably 2003 to 23, 20 years later, because the kids who wanted them are now old enough to re-buy them.
And it's very true, and it's also like I seen a post, the brand Supreme.
Yeah.
It was like, I know buying a Supreme sweater for $200 is stupid, but 14-year-old me couldn't do that. So now that I'm an adult and I can do that, I'm going to do it a couple of times, just to have that feeling.
And you know what? It's so funny because we were watching a movie the other night, and this girl's whole bedroom, and all she talked about was Lisa Rainbow.
Lisa Frank.
Lisa Frank. Her whole bedroom was done in Lisa Frank, and it's a new movie. And I just told you about what it was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, and so I'm wondering if Lisa Frank's gonna. I mean, people still look for Lisa Frank.
Yes.
But I wonder if people are gonna go nuts over it because of this movie.
She is coming out with like a newer, prevalent stuff.
Yeah, but they want the old stuff.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Miss Sanyo here running around to every McDonald's. It was like Beanie Baby frenzy all over again.
Fun fact for the people who care, I did get the McDonald's display. They were nice enough to let me take it home, so I think I won.
So let's talk about Culver for a second. Culver Glass Company was famous for their stunning decorative glasses in 22 karat gold embellishment.
Okay.
So those of you who think that they're worth a ton of money because they have gold on them, no. That's embellishment. In other words, it's paint on, pretty much.
Like flashed.
Yeah, flashed. Think lavish, think opulent, cocktail wear of the 50s and 60s. I'm sure they were prevalent around Fires Island. They were all over the place.
They're prevalent in my kitchen.
The Catskills, I know.
I got ones with ducks on them. They got ones with hearts and starbursts.
So, fun fact, a superheated roll-on process of gold remains a secret today. It remains their secret today. Can you believe that? It's almost like KFC. Steve went to KFC the other night, and I gotta say this. Steve went to Kentucky Fried Chicken, and we don't go that often, but we like it. So,
sure.
It's a treat when we get it, right? So he drives in, he's second car in there, he gets up there. They're out of chicken. They told him they were out of chicken. How does KFC be out of chicken?
I'm sorry, that's
There's no
so
other
funny.
word in the name. What is it? Of?
Oh, gosh.
It's like Taco Bell running out of tacos.
Which we pulled up to a Taco Bell, they ran out of taco meat. I don't know how.
But you can still have a bean taco or a bean
Very
burrito.
true. Very true.
When you run out of chicken at KFC, what do you get? Mashed potatoes?
Corn, coleslaw, biscuits.
Corn and coleslaw and biscuits? That's it. So it's a diet of nothing but carbs.
LOL, yeah.
So Culver comes in a variety of patterns, including gilded, mushroom, owls, cats, wildlife, Egyptian. The Egyptian ones are cool.
Hard to find.
Yes. Asian-inspired design themes, scrolling leaves, holidays, blah, 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 blue, 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 blue. All different types of things. The emerald green diamonds is the most popular pattern right there. Can you grab it?
Yeah.
Nope, the
Really?
carrier.
This right here?
Right here. Yeah, that too.
Oh, no way. Really?
Yep. Is that screen empty?
What do you mean?
Nobody's
Nope,
done
I'm
it.
right here.
This is their most popular pattern right here.
That's crazy.
Okay, as you can see, this is the green diamond. We have the entire collection, you guys.
With the ice bucket.
Ice buckets and everything. These are fantastic. I mean, do you not just feel like $1 billion when you're sitting there doing this? Oh, look at her. I swear, Steve taught you right. Look at this. You can smell. Look. You can feel like a baller.
I don't know. Like, I know you guys hear me say it every year. I love hosting parties, so I freaking love these. So I can just be like, here you go. Take your drink. Here you go. Take your drink.
And that one over there that we'll get to in a minute, that has the ice bucket in it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I like that
and
one,
you
too.
can find these with the ice bucket in it.
And David laughs at me because
Look
I
at
pull
this.
my ice bucket out. I pull all my Culver cups out. You got to have it together.
Isn't that fantastic? I mean, can you imagine you have a little cocktail party and your guests are sitting over and you come walking out with this?
I can't imagine because I do it.
No, I know you do, but not everybody does that. Usually it's paper cups, the red paper cups when they're partying.
Oh, yeah, no, I want to feel...
I would have a bougie bash.
Yes, I want to feel, but that's why we're having the party. We got to feel bougie. That's the point.
A bougie bash.
Yep. And David laughs at me because I write little signs that says if you're going to be drinking like the party punch, you have to use punch cups. You don't just get a giant cup. You got to drink out of the small ones.
So I'm going to bring over the other one that I was telling you about. This is not...
Was that pineapples or gilds?
It's coat of arms. So this is not Culver, you guys. This is called Kamiko. This is by Kamiko. It actually kind of looks like a Dorothy Thorpe, but it's not. And what's fantastic about it is you have this great ice bucket
Oh my
that
gosh.
it comes with.
I thought it was clear.
No, it's the metallic that matches the
Yeah,
top
I like
rims.
that.
So that is fantastic. That comes in there with it.
Give it to me.
There we go. And it comes with 8 glasses. So you can really make an impression with that.
No, 100%. People literally are so wowed away when I'm like, would you like some ice with your drink?
Right. You know. So, and that's by Kamiko, and it's called Guardian, and it is a mid-century probably post-modernism, so maybe mid-70s, late 70s, because of the coat of arms that are on it. Because a lot of your telltale signs when it comes to dating glass that's not signed is by the pattern that's on it and the colors they use. Because if they use colors such as, avocado green,
Is this what it's what?
yeah, just push it all the way back.
I don't know
Oh.
what it's stuck on.
Here,
Oh,
I'll
I got
be
it.
right
I
back.
got it.
Oh, okay. No, I'll get it.
Okay.
You move back over there. I got it.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I got stuck on the wall. I couldn't figure out how he had it up there.
Oh, there.
There we go. Okay. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
So,
Couldn't reach.
so they're great for fun times. So, do you have something else you want to talk about before
Yeah.
I get into something else?
I do, actually. Did you guys know this? Did you know? Because we're approximately halfway through the show.
Are we already?
Yep. Did you guys know that tonight is going to be a harvest moon, a super moon, and a partial solar moon eclipse tonight starting at 8:40, and the peak is going to be at 10:44. So the moon is going to be really bright and clear, and then the clouds are going to come in and it's going to turn blue, and then after it turns blue, the moon's going to supersize and it's going to turn red, and then we're going to have an eclipse.
And then the world's going to end.
No, yeah, practically. And then my other did you know to add on to that is Atlas. They found a mini moon. So our moon has a mini moon, and we haven't had a mini moon since 2005.
Wow. Mini moon.
Mini moon.
You've got many moons to go.
No, literally.
So, atomic fish.
Is that the name of that design?
Atomic fish. Atomic fish. Atomic fish. So, why is atomic fish so sought after? This right here this would be like a highball, but this would be for like a Tom Collins, something like that.
A Bellini.
Iced tea, Manhattan or Long Island iced tea, stuff like that. But this is one of the most popular patterns when it comes to mid-century design. It's called the Atomic Fish. And I'm going to show you because it comes on everything. You can get Atomic Fish was huge back then. I mean, if I walked into somebody's house and for lunch and it was all Atomic Fish, I'd probably go, I'm not eating on that. What are you talking? No. I'd be eating it quick so I can and I'd be sticking the dishes
in my pocket, right in my purse.
So Atomic Fish is a big pattern for moon landing. So during the time of like 1965 to 1972, because the very first person who stepped on the moon was in 69. And so therefore, it was all moon race. It was all space age. It was all atomic. It was the atomic explosion. So why not make fish atomic, right? So Atomic Fish, which is one of the most sought after mid-century modern designs, and the Atomic Fish comes in everything. And you can find new things that have the Atomic Fish on it because it is such a popular pattern. It's clean. It's and you can find them in pink. Good luck, because if I ever saw one in pink, I'd take it home. But anyways, we've got these. Now this is Lifeline, which is like Malamar.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah, they're not ceramic. So they're good for everyday wear, especially if you're going to college or something like that and you want something cool. The Atomic Fish are really cool. But we do have a lot of the highballs that are Atomic Fish. We hunt for them, and when we find them, like the water glasses and there's none over there. Like the water glasses and stuff, that is fantastic. Aren't those cool?
I need this for my segment.
Those are the tall boys. Mm-hmm. Be my guest.
Oh, okay, great. So next we have the highball, and I really like highball glasses.
Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
Can you tell them that that's Libby? The Atomic Fish is made by Libby.
The Atomic Fish is made by Libby.
Libby.
Okay, so my favorite is the highball glass. I own a lot of them. They are very basic, very clean, very sleek, very tall and narrow, and they're mostly used to serve vodka-based drinks, which makes a whole lot of more sense because my favorite drink is a Paloma, which is a vodka-based drink, and it is always served in a highball glass. And they're usually made with a base spirit such as a vodka and a large amount of non-alcoholic drink, which is going to be like soda or ginger beer. And then it is...
I'm just showing some other patterns.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I really like the gazelle ones a lot, actually. I like how it's like an amber red color. So its straight sides make it easy to hold and to stack. The thick glass can withstand the carbonation, and its length is perfect for garnishes. So you will always notice that 10 times out of 10, if it's served in a highball glass, it's always going to have like a mint sprig or like a grapefruit slice always inside of that.
So Long Island iced teas are served in these.
Yes, and then that's why you have like lemons and lots of ice. And then
I've actually seen Bloody Marys in them too.
Yes, because you know they have the celery sticks and then the pieces of bacon. So a highball glass actually got its name due to the days of steam locomotives, and the system ran a ball all the way up the duct, and when the broiler reached a high level, it's said that men took a break to drink whiskey. So I know vodka and whiskey are clearly two different drinks, and one of them is a clear and one of them is a dark liquor, but back then whiskey's a little bit too strong, and they wanted to get drunk faster, so that's why they were taking drinks of whiskey.
Kind of like in the 80s when you bought Mad Dog 2020.
Oh my gosh, that stuff was like illegal.
It's motor oil. It's like antifreeze.
No, literally in a cup, and people were loving it.
Well, they weren't loving it, trust me. But it was getting them drunk quick.
And that's why they were loving it.
Mm-hmm. It's like one of those things that you close your eyes and you go,
yuck. So what is he about?
Go ahead and finish.
Oh, I was kind of almost done pretty much.
Oh, okay. This is a decanter that you would put the liquor in.
Yeah, he's cool looking.
So I'm going to hold it close. Take a look. This is a Basset Hound. You can see the big ears, right? And he's got the butterfly on his nose, and that is the cork. And I'm not going to pull it out because, well, maybe I am. Let me look at the cork. Looks like the cork is actually pretty good.
There we go.
Okay. The nose is the cork, right? So that goes in. Then on the bone in his mouth holds one of the shot glasses, and then he's got a little thing on the back that holds the other shot glass. These were hugely popular in the 60s and 70s because they weren't standard decanters. So these were fun, whimsical, conversation pieces that they had back then. And I'm gonna give you guys a little tip and hint. That is, you do not want to spend a ton of money on a bottle of whiskey or a bottle of bourbon, which you can easily do, and then take it, open it, and pour it inside of one of these. I don't care if it's a crystal decanter. I don't care what it is, because you got to remember, alcohol evaporates quicker than water.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Is it one of those things?
Because I do it all the time.
Okay. Alcohol evaporates quicker than water. And unless it's got a seal on it, which didn't start happening until recently. So if you have a vintage decanter, crystal decanter, the stopper is glass to glass.
Right.
That's porous. Air can get in. Alcohol fumes can get out.
And the flavor will get lost.
So you spend, a good bottle of scotch or a good bottle of whiskey can run you a couple $100.
100%.
Right?
Easily.
So if you take a couple $100 and you you take a decanter and you pour a couple $100 worth of liquor in it, and I'm sorry, but some of those can be thousands, and you walk away from it, you're pretty much just feeding the air.
Guilty.
And then you're going to end up going to have the party, you're going to go get it, and then you're going to start yelling at your significant other or your children who drank the liquor when they didn't evaporate.
Guilty.
Don't hide it. Be proud of it. What did you just say?
Guilty. I literally poured alcohol into a decanter and was like, okay, I'm just gonna put this away. And then I put it up in the can, and then slowly over time, I'm like, who is drinking every day like this?
So that is Redware BB, made in Japan. So it's really cool. So be careful what you store your liquor in.
Which is, honestly, I'm really glad you brought that up, because that was gonna be my next thing. It's like, hey, remind people to not actually use decanters regularly.
So what you can do is you're having a party, right? Let's say you're having, because this decanter set right here.
Oh, love it. Yes, perfect.
Right? Let's say you're having a party, and let's say that it is those are Dorothy Thorpe. Let's say that you're having a,
you guys are playing poker. It's poker
yeah,
night.
Right? Check this out. It's a cool box, right? You open it up. It's got your liquor decanter in it. So you can wow your friends and say, look what I got, right? So what you do is now this has a plastic stopper. Okay, so let's say it didn't have a plastic stopper. So you before the game, before everybody shows up, you pour your liquor in it. Once everybody leaves, you open it, you take the liquor, and you pour it back in the bottle.
Right.
If you want to keep, I'm going to give you a hint. If you want to keep, let's say this is sitting out on a fabulous mid-century
bar cart,
and you just don't want a clear white, a clear decanter sitting there. You want something in it. So instead of pouring your expensive liquor in it, you guys, get some food coloring and water. Sure. And literally make it look like the liquor and leave it on there.
And leave it.
But just remember that if you're having a party, to dump that out and put the liquor in it, because they'd be all upset if you handed them. Poured it in there without realizing.
I'm already drinking before everybody
Right, I know, it's
crazy.
pouring
just water right into their cup. So next we have the rock glass, or the modern old-fashioned glass. They are short, they are wide, and they are commonly used for serving vodka over ice. They usually have a sturdy, thick bottom, and its straight sides make muddling ingredients more suitable. And we have a bunch of these. This one says, this one's perfect. It says, even the rocks taste better.
You know what the rocks are?
Of course.
Okay. So, this is one. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of guys like rocks glasses because they're thicker.
Yes.
And they don't feel like they're going to break in our hands. So, a lot of guys like these.
Because when they're
for
drinking,
that purpose.
they slam them.
Well, you shouldn't slam them.
Well, you know what I mean. I don't.
Do you allow them to slam them at your house?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I have Culver glasses. We don't do that around here.
It's so funny.
This is a imported black velvet Canadian whiskey glass.
Yeah, it's black velvet. Those of you around in the 70s know this image.
Which have the inner promo in the cup.
So this was everywhere in the 70s and early 80s. Black velvet.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Was it like
I've never had it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is it like a dark, really dark?
I've had very little liquor in my life.
Oh, okay.
And when I did drink, or I do drink, it's tequila-based drinks. So I'm pretty much...
I go to my friend's bar, and they're such talented bartenders that anytime I go to drink somewhere else, they're horrible drinks, and I don't even want it anymore after that.
That is hilarious.
So
let's talk about Libby. Libby is the atomic glasses. A lot of what you will come across are Libby, right? Because Libby is a glass company that made a ton of stuff. So glass tumblers. These are tumblers. Huh?
Is that Libby?
That's Libby. These are tumblers, technically tumblers. And they have been making tea glasses, goblets, tumblers, all sorts of stuff for years, for decades. They can be found, you will find a piece of Libby in every home in America, if not every home around. Because, hi Debbie. Who's that? Do we know her?
I don't see it.
Isn't your mom's name Debbie?
My mom's name is Roxanne. My grandma's name is Debbie.
Hi y'all, she said.
That's my grandma. Hey,
I
Grandma.
thought so. So anyways, I don't have to tell you a lot about Libby, but I am going to tell you this. New Libby glassware is signed with a cursive L somewhere within its design.
Oh,
and
that
is new.
Can I
That
see
is
that?
not something that, those aren't new. They're going to be hard ways. And it actually appears backwards if viewed from the outside of the glass. I did not know that, you guys. Learn something new, right?
Yeah, I don't see it at all.
Also, I learned something new today. You cannot make, like, if somebody puts the word scotch on a bottle of whiskey, it has to have been made in Scotland.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So
Period.
does that mean all Scotch everywhere?
Yeah, because it uses barley, and barley grows in Scotland.
Oh, okay. And I also have here that one of its distinctive features in a tumbler / old-fashioned or rock glass is that the rock glass in its size, which is typically smaller than other glasses, it allows for more of a concentrated flavor profile, and as the ice melts, it dilutes the cocktail.
In what?
So in a tumbler glass or like a rock glass,
Oh, yeah.
it's specifically made to where you get the strongest flavor in the beginning, and then as obviously you wait, it
The ice will melt and stuff.
dilute everything.
So this is a wine glass, right?
He said, "Look at the bottom."
Of?
Look at the bottom of the glass. But when I looked, I didn't see it on that one.
There's nothing on the bottom.
There's nothing on the bottom of that one, Steve.
So, this is a wine glass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why is it a wine glass?
Because it's round and fits in the
In the palm of your hand. So this is by Dorothy Thorpe. Okay. Dorothy Thorpe was a genius when it came to her glassware. She developed this method of the silver graduating down, or the solid silver. But let me tell you, Dorothy Thorpe was an MCM American artist who designed beautiful glassware and ceramic pieces out of her Los Angeles studio. She purchased simple blank glassware. This is the ingenious part of it. She didn't make the glass.
She just did the design.
She would purchase, hold on. She purchased simple blank glassware and decorated them with her personal design. She was also known for her silver overlay and the paint speckled glass pieces. This is silver overlay. The punch bowl sets, you've seen them, the silver and that's all Dorothy Thorpe. While some of Thorpe's glass pieces are signed with a large T and a smaller D, many of her pieces are not.
Oh.
But the telltale sign would be the overlay
And
the speckle. So one of the things you guys can do is if you're not sure if it's Dorothy Thorpe, you can lens it. Of course, it will tell you. But or just type in Dorothy Thorpe and take a look at her glassware, because it is quite documented and you can tell what Dorothy Thorpe is and what isn't. They're great for people who have a mid-century flair but are minimalists, because there's not a lot of pattern, not a lot of design. It's very, very sleek and can go with anything. Go ahead.
next we have shot glasses. Shot glasses are typically short, small at the base, and they're associated with serving straight, small amounts of liquor, and they are also used for smaller amounts of vodka-based cocktails and relatively holds 1 to 2 ounces. I have two different types of shot glasses here, and Jason's probably going to bring up a couple of more. But this is going to be your standard shot glass. This is going to be your original shot glass. They weren't really large at the bottom up until like more modern recent times. And then you also have, what was it, double bubble?
Yeah, do you have one?
I do have one.
Okay,
so
double bubble.
this is for people who are like me and you can't take straight shots unless if it's just whiskey. So in the bottom here, you're going to put your chaser, and in your top bubble, you're going to put your liquor, and then you're able to take a shot of your chaser and your liquor all at once. These were always prevalent, but they didn't usually always look like this. I believe that they were just taller shot glasses, just with like a marker line on them. So typically like that, but just a little bit taller.
Okay, so I'll tell you something about shot glasses. Why is it that we find magnets and shot glasses being the most common things you find when you're on vacation? Right? Magnets or shot glasses?
I don't know.
Because they're small and can fit in your suitcase.
Okay.
So that is why you see them everywhere, because the print on them is easy to do. They can knock them out in 1,000 a piece and send them out to all the tourist stores, because we would pick these or the magnets up before we picked up something larger. That is by Cheers.
Really?
Mikasa by Cheers.
I really like this shot glass. This is
So
nice.
these ones are probably circa 1990s, late 90s, early thousands. Mikasa put out a line, and if you were to find that new in the box, there'd be 4 separate patterns.
And I like these a lot. These are very cute.
Can you tell that I worked at Bed Bath & Beyond for so long?
There is 4 different styles.
Oh, do we have all 4?
Yeah.
Yep. And they would come in a box, and there would be 4 different styles, and you could then buy the balloon glasses. You can also buy regular glasses, and even glass dishes that would match it. So it's called Cheers.
Do you know why a shot glass is called a shot glass?
Because if you drink too much, you shoot someone?
Almost, pretty much. I mean, honestly. Shot glasses were actually very popular in the American Old West. Cowboys who wanted to drink but were unfortunately too empty-pocketed to get one, they would trade a single bullet for just a shot of an alcoholic beverage.
Perfect. So this is, okay, so this...
It's a large coupe.
This is actually a porter.
Oh.
Okay, so this would be for something, like something that you're going to just, have 2 drinks with like 2 people having a drink, something small, something iced, something like
pre-mixed.
that. So the yellow graduating up to clear. This is by a company called Blendo. And this is how you're going to remember the company name. It blends the clear with the color. This is by the company Blendo. So they do an entire menagerie of them in different colors, different styles. The blue, the pink, you can get like the pictures with all the different color glasses, and they're all a graduation of color into clear. And it's by a company named Blendo, which is West Virginia glass company. It was popular in the 50s and 60s, so you see these, like if you watch Marvelous Miss Maisel, you saw them, stuff like that. Blendo glass is characterized as bright neon pastel, solid bases that fades and glows up to the glass. Some of them have gold rims, some don't.
Hi, Cody.
Well, hello, Cody.
In the comments.
Anyways, Cody, thank you so much for helping Steve during the sale. You did not have to do that, but I appreciate it. And you were a huge help, and I want you to know that. He stayed and helped Steve.
Oh, really? Love that. We love Madge.
The only other things I have here before we show a couple of fun things is stuff that we love every day. And I only grabbed these even though we have eyeballs. These are all Anchor Hawking, which Anchor Hawking, a lot of you know, is now I think part of Fire King or together. But this is prior, and these are 1970s bubble glasses. And they are fantastic. The colors, if you have the 70s look with the avocado greens, these are great. These tie in beautifully with like the My Blue Heaven or something to that effect. If you want to do a 60s, we've got the pictures. We've got, look at these. I'm going to get close to you so you can see. Look at these. And when we have drinking glasses, we have them all. And they're just fit. I know I like the blue too.
I'm just giving us hearts.
Yeah, I like the blue too. I know nobody else gives us hearts.
Very crisp.
And the last but not least for me is George Briard. George Briard.
Briard.
Those of you who know mid-century modern know that you cannot have a home of mid-century modern without a George Briard item in it. Rather, it is glasses, which I do not have any, but I do have some candy bowls and stuff that I was going to show you. George Briard always signs everything he does. So if somebody tells you that it's a George Briard and there's no signature on it, then doubt it. George Briard was the go-to decorative housewares in the 1950s and 60s, and was carried at upscale retails like Bloomingdale's and Neiman Marcus. So you were it if you had George Briard in your house in the 50s and 60s. Okay, kind of like Culver with you. And Briard's success and notoriety came with the use of 22 karat gold as screened decoration, hence the 24 karat gold screen decoration, and for bent glassware, hence the bent glassware.
It's like a plate in the shape of a bowl.
And then his design hallmarks and repetitive patterns, most often featuring geometric shapes and natural-based images. All Briard glassware is signed with his name and appears in cursive on each glassware. That is why I'm telling you.
Bada boom.
Bada boom. George Briard. Right there. You can see it right there. I can see it on there. George Briard right there. So you know it's an actual George Briard piece because it is signed by George Briard. They can't get any clearer than that. This is bent glass. So something like this, and we have a set of 4 of these. Something like this, you would have bought at Neiman Marcus, probably Saks Fifth Avenue, probably Bloomingdale's. I wish you would have been able to experience a Bloomingdale's. It's gone. Oh. But Bloomingdale's was that was.
The first time David and I ever stepped foot into Neiman Marcus, he was touching things, and I was like, the grease on your fingers is gonna transfer off onto this jacket, and my soul's not worth that.
No, that jacket's not worth that. Your soul is. But George Briard. So when you're looking for mid-century modern glassware, George Briard should be first and foremost on your mind because George Briard is the calling card for high-end mid-century modern.
Oh, okay. The more you know. George Briard.
Or George Briard. What time is it? Ooh, we got to talk about what I've been doing lately. But go on. What else do you got?
Oh, no, that was it. I done finished. I done gave both my did you knows and everything.
So glassware is hot. It is hot. I mean, we all drink.
Yes.
Water, pop. That's soda for the California people. Water, pop, soda. I didn't even call it. So I grew up in Michigan until I was 10. And I must have called it pop then. But because from 10 on I was in Hawaii and California, everybody referred to it as soda. So when I moved here again, when I was 30, I was calling it soda and people were like, you want soda water?
Yep, I call it soda now and everyone gives me a dirty look.
I know, they're like, do you want soda water? I'm like, no, I want like a Pepsi.
Well, when I lived
you want pop?
Yep, when I lived in Florida, everything was Coke. If you wanted a Mountain Dew, it was Coke. If you wanted orange pop, it was Coke.
Same in Atlanta is the exact same way, and do not ask for a Pepsi.
No, literally. Like they don't even know what that is practically.
No, not at all. And so there's so much here. As you can see, we didn't even tip of the iceberg, but I do want to tell you a little hint on what you should never do.
Here he is outing me again. I already know what he's going to say.
Well, I'm not outing you because you don't do it anymore.
No, I don't.
Okay. You've got glasses here, right? We wash them. Whether they're in the dishwasher or in the, and you know what? This is a good point too, because how do you put a glass in the dishwasher?
Upside down.
Right? Never. Put them in upside right. You just have to dump them out.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I'm saying that for one reason. You have got the heaviest part of the glass at the base. Look how thick that is. I'm going to show you. Look how thick that base is, right? You got the heaviest part down there. I don't know why I grabbed two. You got the heaviest part down here at the bottom. You got the thinnest part up here where we put our lips to drink, right? 9 times out of 10 when you wash or you store your dishes, you store them like this. Am I correct? You store them like this.
100%.
So, let me ask you, the heaviest part of something, do you store it on the thinnest part? No. Okay, so what happens is over time, the thin part will start to get microscopic cracks and stuff. That is how things happen. A, you start getting cracking in it and you have to throw it out. B, you take a drink and it cracks and cuts your lip.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It will also wear off the flashing.
It'll wear off the flashing. It will do all sorts of stuff. Now, you take something like this, that you paid, let's say this is, let's say this is Lalique Crystal, right? And I've seen this happen. Lalique Crystal glasses that you just paid $175 per glass for, right? Per glass. And you have 10 of them, so how much is that? Let's round it up, because Lalique, it was probably more like $500 a glass. But let's say it's $100 a glass. You buy 12 of them. You just spent $1,200 on a set of glasses, right? You use them on a fabulous event. Well, if you're spending that much, you're made. Or somebody hand washes them, because you would never put that in the dishwasher.
Never.
You dry them, and then all of a sudden, you put them like this. You're destroying $1,200 worth of glasses, because over time that you've got extremely thin up here. Extremely thin. You got a heavy base. So when you sit it on it upside down like this for, let's say you don't have another gathering for 6 months.
Yeah.
That weight continues to push down on that. And over time, you get the cracks, you get the things, and you just destroyed a $1,200 set. Because who has 11 people?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I have had people come in and look for a set of glasses, and we'll find a set of glasses, but there's 5 of them, or there's 11 of them, and they'll be like, no, I need 12. Well, okay, so you go to Neiman Marcus and you drop a half a fortune on glasses. You won't buy this set cheaper because one's missing, but you're destroying the ones you're using by putting them upside down.
Humans are just so silly.
It's silly because we do that because we think by doing this, it dries. Well, didn't you just dry it?
Fair enough.
And if it's standing like this, trust me, the air moves the same way.
It will
still air dry it.
Safer.
Do not store your dishes upside down. I know it's more room and stuff like that, but if you want to care for something and have it last 100 years and have somebody in the future doing what would it be done on? Probably just going like this and saying, okay, there it is. Do not.
Right, yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? You can watch through my eyeball, probably, by then. But you want your items to be talked about in 100 years. Because we get stuff in here, and Steve will go to somebody's house, and he'll come back, and we'll open it up, and literally perfect. You can tell that they, like, for instance, dishes, they're china. They literally put stuff in between each plate. They put it back nicely. That's caring for your items. Those things will go on in history, even though we don't buy china. And so, do that. Make your stuff last. We all want to leave a legacy. Let our product be our legacy.
Right.
On how well we took care of things.
When I die, I want people to be like, dang, Jasmine threw the best house parties, the best shindigs.
The carrying cases were the best.
Right.
The Culver glasses.
I just want somebody to be like, Jasmine was walking around with these Culver glasses and she had a carrying case for the glasses. Y'all should have been there to see it.
If you buy vintage, do not put them in the dishwasher. Hand wash. Hand wash, hand wash, hand wash. I know we are busy and we don't like to hand wash. You hand wash, don't you?
I do.
We hand wash. I think my dishwasher is more of a storage unit.
Right.
Than it is a... Because we own vintage stuff and pots and pans should never be put in the dishwasher. I mean, the dishwashers can take our skin off.
Literally. And they also get extremely hot, which can take off certain things like paints, embellishments, the 24 carats. Those, kiss them goodbye if you put them in the dishwasher.
Also, a lot of the older glass, because they are 24 karat, you cannot put in the microwave.
Oh, yes, of course
not.
I did want to bring up this drink that's in this really cool book that Jason pulled out because we were laughing about it the first time we pulled it out. And it's by Chicago's Pump Room, and it's called a bath cure. Now listen to this. You're going to take out one of your old Sunbeam electric blenders, and you're going to fill it 1/4 half filled with cracked ice, add a half ounce of grenadine, 1 ounce of each lemon.
Not broken ice, cracked ice.
Pineapple and orange juice, half ounce. Lime juice, 1.5 ounces. Jamaican rum, full ounce. Puerto Rican gold rum, 2 ounces. Light rum, 1 ounce. 151 proof rum, 1.5 ounces. Another 1.5 ounces of brandy, 1.5 ounces of vodka, and pour it all into a 14-ounce rock glass that has been set into the mold of shaved ice, and add fruit and decorate it with ice molds with red and green liquids.
It just seems like it'd be a lot less work to just IV it in.
I swear to God.
So you know what's funny? Speaking of that, it's all Caribbean rum. But you know, Steve and I went to St. Thomas, and we spent a day in St. Thomas, and we went to Blackbeard's Castle,
Ooh.
and on rum making.
Oh, that's so cool.
They also had the Amber Museum there, which was interesting, but it was pretty cool. So how excited! God, time flies. So we got some cool things coming up. We've got a show coming up that we filmed yesterday that I know you were dying to miss because today's your day back. But you have to get there.
Yes.
So we got the chance to talk with Steve Shipp from Mythos Museum, which had their big grand opening. They opened a few times last year, but it took a while for them to get it all taken care of. Soft opening. And then they had their grand opening on Friday night because Erebus opened as well, and so they're kind of mirroring. They're not the same company. And we got to go in there, and we got to talk with Steve Shipp and look at that museum and talk about the stuff he has in there. I'm telling you guys, you need to get to Mythos Museum. It is in Pontiac and right next to Erebus, so you can go on the Erebus site and you can get discounted tickets for both, or you go on mythosmuseum.com and get tickets there. And it's just fantastic. You guys have to go. The show, it was a pre-recorded show, so we will tape it on a Tuesday, or air it on a Tuesday night, a little bit closer to the end of the month because I need to still put it together.
Right.
And then send it to him for approval and everything.
Of course.
So look forward to it. You saw some pictures that I posted about Mythos Museum. Steve and I had a great time. We were there with our friends Katie and Joe Vanetta. You saw him on my Monster Magazine show when you couldn't be there that one night, many moons ago. And then with Brooke Allen and Alex, our sound and visual guy. So it was a lot of fun. So you're going to see a lot of cool things there. But don't wait for the video. Go down there and see it. I shared a video of the inside, so you saw it, didn't you?
I sure did, yep.
Yeah, go down and see it. I'm going to tell you that Steve Shipp is an artist unlike any artist you've ever seen. He does all the covers or did the covers, and now there's no magazine, but they do the covers still. Fear Finder.
Oh, no way.
He created those covers. He also does a lot of the molds for Natural History Museum.
I used to cry and beg my dad to find me a Fear Finder every year.
Well, I can tell you, if you go down to Mythos Museum and Steve is there and you pick up one of the posters of the covers, he will be glad to sign it for you.
Oh, that'd be so sick. I love that.
And we have some Fear Finder posters here if you can't get to Mythos, but plan it, go. It's a lot of fun. And you'll be seeing, you have to watch our video because he shows us some stuff. He talks about some haunted stuff in there. He talks about some cool horror masks, the Friday the 13th masks, stuff like that. And then we tell you a little bit about how to tell how the things are more expensive versus not. You know, if maybe there's a misprint or it's got its original box and stuff like that. So you got to watch it. It's pretty cool. You'll also see clips of that on Caffeinated Conversation throughout the month of October. What else are we doing?
So far, that's all I know of.
Well, I can tell you this, that on September 30th, we are throwing a huge birthday bash for Brooke Allen. And it is her birthday, and it's the inaugural show for Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen at the Imagine Studios in Birmingham at the Palladium. You can go online and get tickets for it. There is a ticket for it. It is a live broadcast, interactive live broadcast. So she will be talking to people online, live on air. And there's going to be a lot of fun things going on there. So you can find that on our page as well. And you'll see me there. You'll see, I believe Steve will be there. Hopefully you'll be there. So you'll see the whole TWL gang as well as the entire Caffeinated Conversation and all the fun people. And it's a great networking event.
And if you bring a pen, you might get a free autograph.
Oh, she would love to autograph.
I was talking about us.
Oh, well, I'll autograph anything. So it's so funny because a friend of mine I saw pictures online, and when she went and saw Danzig, and her husband had him autograph her for his forehead.
Yeah, sometimes you run out of things. You're at a heat of the moment and sign my forehead. I would do the same thing.
So there's great things coming. You got to watch because of course we'll be doing the Autorama show again, and it's going to be much bigger and much better and much fantastic.
Right.
But so, anyways, how fun. What else?
That's it.
That's it.
I think.
So, anyways, that's it. Why don't you give them the spiel?
So I know you guys missed me these last 2 weeks, and I know you missed my super great grand exiting. So, well, we hope you enjoyed Time Warp Tuesday just as much as we did today. So if you want to be one of those cool cats, you can follow us on Instagram, you can follow us on Facebook, and you can totally become one of our YouTube subscribers. These will be available to rewatch again and again as soon as we end, and then tomorrow on YouTube, they will be uploaded first thing in the morning. So if you guys want to hear us run our mouths about some really cool topics, drop them in the comment section below, and we might choose from it.
And hopefully somebody does that because we have not had any, but we had one person do robots. And I am going to tell you, we will be more than happy to do your suggestion as long as I have items to show about it.
So maybe we can do robots and like aliens or something because we have like some.
Yeah, we could do a mixture.
Sure, yeah.
So.
But until then, we will catch you next Tuesday.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.